Figuring out myself was kind of the norm for me as a child. I went to an experimental school from 5th grade all the way through high school. I emphasize the solitude and the only child. I spent a lot of time just kind of in my own head. I mean, you know, I tested well on IQ tests and blah, 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 but I never valued that much. But they were willing to get serious about what it's going to take to educate this guy. And in senior year, they had job interviews with things like Colgate Palmolive and stuff like that. And I thought, I'm going to law school. Every time any lawyer in the firm had to string more than 2 sentences together intelligibly, somehow, we'll get Birney to do that. As a part of that, we always kind of wanted to be at arm's length from adoption agencies, because we didn't want the word on the street to be, oh man, don't go there, they'll make you put your kid up for adoption. You know, our second daughter was born in 2001 and she had Down syndrome. About half of kids with Down syndrome have cardiac problems, and she had the proverbial hole in the heart, which the blood pressure would get so high in her lungs it would cause damage to the lungs, and things would just shut down and bust up. So that by the time she was 5, they were able to rebuild that wall, and now she has an actual functioning 4-chamber heart. The nurse brought the card saying, here's your appointment at the abortion clinic. I mean, this like, you know, your daughter's no good, here, get rid of her. Like, for the first 5 years, it seemed like the hospital was our other home.
Did you ever get to a place of just like peace, or are you always on edge?
Well,
not even because it's a bad thing, but you almost have to be like that.
Yeah, I'd say I was always on edge, but it didn't feel nerve-wracking. For years, I spent about 2 hours once a weekend, every weekend, standing at the sink, washing syringes and dosing up medicine for the coming week. Keeping that issue in mind, I basically want, if I trade the phone numbers, if I sort of broker the deal or put people in touch with each other, I want them to choose each other. He says, I mean, the kid's 4. He doesn't understand what's going on, why they're there. Why is this guy sticking a Q-tip in my mouth? What is this? You know? And he says, well, they just want to do a test on you to see if you're a superhero. You know? He said, because that's what you tell 4-year-olds, you know? But there will come a time when he'll know that's not true. And I'll have to tell him the truth. And I will suffer with him, because that's what families do. I mean, it was awesome. And that is what families do.